Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm Steffi Shipley, and we are going to get started with getting great brows. And that is one of the main things that most of my customers always ask me about. And so this is going to be a really short, quick tutorial, but I'm going to do it along with you. Okay. So I have nothing on my brows right now. And if you get really close, you can kind of see where I still have some scragglies where I haven't had my eyebrows waxed. Little tidbit. I don't ever get my eyebrows waxed. So this is what I do. I just found that when I do that, I can never find someone. I have thin eyebrows anyway. So I'm not saying you shouldn't get them waxed. I'm just saying for myself, especially with thinner eyebrows, I don't want to get them waxed and then they'll be like pencil thin. That's not the look that I want. I want a more natural look. So I'm going to show you how to get that. Okay, so this is not a Mary Kay thing that I'm using because we don't even carry this, but this is actually from Amazon. And it is called a microblade. Okay, and it comes with a little plastic cover here. And this is a very, very fine razor blade there. So, and if anyone has ever done a microblading for your face, oh my gosh, it is wonderful. And I think I do already have a video about that on my channel. So look it up. But I'm going to show you what I do just to keep up the look of my eyebrows. Now, I do recommend to find someone that maybe can, if you can't do the shaping that you want and so forth, maybe find someone that can do that for you. But this is a great upkeep tool. Okay, so here's what I do. So I'm looking in my mirror here because I can't use the camera. Okay, so I just hold it like this, and I'm going to gently lift up my eyebrow. Okay, and you see where all these little scraggles are, the little hairs that have come through. And what I do is just very short, quick strokes. I'm just going down in a downward motion, just like that. And so this is why I hold it up like this, is so I'm not taking off all the hair off my eyebrow. All I am doing is I am basically you're shaving off the little hairs that have grown. Okay. This is just to keep the shape of your brow. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And I probably do this I would say about every few days I have to do this. It's very quick and simple. So then I'm going to go towards my nose here. And because I have that slight arch, so I'm just ever so carefully going like that. Okay, so now that eyebrow's done. And I do take a little bit in the middle. And especially like if you get those little scraggly hairs that are about right here and they start growing. So again, I just take my eyebrow and I just pull it. So that way I just have a little bit of tension. And as you see here, I'm using a fulcrum on my face. Okay. And I'm just take it just down like that. And that's all I needed to do. All right. And if you keep this up every few days, you won't have to really do a whole lot. So, and then again, I'm going to do this, take it from the inside. And so I'm just following the shape of my brow. I'm holding it up. I'm doing here on the corner. And it always seems like I have more hair that grows on one eyebrow than the other. All right. And that's done. Easy peasy, right? I'm telling you, this is the way to go. And you don't get that redness and the puffiness that sometimes you can get when you have your eyebrows waxed. So that's why I love this. Okay. So that's what I do, like again, every few days. All right. So now I want to go in and shape them with my eyebrow pencil brush. So this is the Mary Kay eyebrow pencil brush. And you can see here on one end, you can use this, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. This is great for filling in your eyebrows, as well as underneath for your liner. And then this is the brush. So whenever you are shaping your eyebrows, you see here, if I hold this up just like this, okay, I'm here at the end of my nose right here, and it should line up, okay? You see that? See how it just lines up right with my nose? And then the edge of your eyebrow should be in an angle right here with the corner of the outer corner of your eye, just like that. So if you were to take your pencil and lay it against your nose right here and through the outer corner of your eye, you can see right here is where my eyebrow ends. So that's how you want it to line up. Okay. All right. So anything outside of that, that's what you want to shave or get waxed. Okay, so first I'm just going to take this eyebrow brush and I'm just going to follow the line of my natural bristles. So meaning taking this right here and I'm just brushing up. Okay, and then I'm going to brush out. And that's just to keep those hairs that want to go all wonky. And then I'm going to do the same thing on here. So I'm brushing up here on the inner corner. And then I'm going out. Now, if you have some unruly eyebrows and say you're doing it up and you see some hairs that are well beyond the scope of your natural shape of your eyebrow, then you can get these little eyebrow scissors. They're just real tiny, but they're very fine on the ends. And if you hold it right up against your forehead there and just snip away the edges of those eyebrows, you can get them to be the same size as the rest of it. Because we all have those wonky hairs that want to go everywhere but the way you want them to go, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use, this is the Mary Kay eyebrow pencil, and I'm using blonde. So we have 4 shades. All right. So what I'm doing with the pencil, the one thing you don't want to do is overdo your brows and make them too dark. You want them to frame your face. You want them to, when someone looks at you, say, "Oh, that looks really nice," and because it's blending in with the rest. You don't want them to stand out so much that that's the first thing that people see. It's just supposed to anchor your face. Think of it as like, okay, if you were to have a blank wall and there was no pictures on the wall, okay, then, it looks merely blank. Well, that's how it would look if you don't have any eyebrows, okay? It's just something's missing. It's just really blank. So when your eyebrows on there, it anchors everything. So what I mean, especially if you have a very large forehead, then that minimizes your forehead space. But when you're hanging a picture up on the wall, and at eye level, okay, so that looks nice. It looks like the whole room's together, right? But if you were to hang a really big picture, bigger than the wall, and really high, like near the ceiling, that's going to look funky. And people are going to say that's the first thing they notice. So they can't see anything else on the wall except that big old painting, right? It's the same thing with your eyebrows. I know that's a really weird comparison, but it's the best one I can come up with. Anyway, so we're going to take an eyebrow pencil and we're just going to fill in space. Nobody's eyebrows, as a certified makeup artist, as many people as I have seen, there is never anyone, or very rarely are there anyone that actually have matching eyebrows, okay, and ones that grow exactly the way they're supposed to. So a lot of times we'll have little spots that are missing hair, or in some areas have too much hair. I mean, and it's never the same on either one. So they're supposed to be sisters, not twins, okay? Just like we have one hand that's bigger than the other, one foot that's usually bigger than the other, same thing with our eyebrows. All right, so I'm just going to go in, and as you see here, and I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to fill in some sparse areas. And I'm doing very light strokes because I want it to look very natural. So I'm just ever so slightly, so very short strokes, okay? Very light, short. So I'm just following the shape, okay? So you can kind of already see it's a very slight difference. I'm going to actually go a little bit darker just so you guys can really see this on camera. It's a little harder for it to show up because of the lights. So I'm just going to go in a little heavy-handed so you guys can see. Okay. You see that? So again, it's not real prominent, but it's just enough to really anchor your face. Now, sometimes you can take your eyebrow pencil, and if you really want a defined brow, okay, I would probably do this more so like if I was going out for the evening, if I was a really special occasion, like a wedding, something to where I really wanted that symmetry and really for it to look really good, especially like if you're going to have a lot of pictures taken. You can actually follow your brow from the bottom here. You can do a little, and then this is going to look a little less natural, but it's a little bit more dramatic. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the pencil, again, short strokes, and I'm following my brow line. So I'm just making it more defined. Can you tell that? Okay. So there we have. That's it. So very easy to do. You just have to remember short hair-like strokes. And that's one reason why I love our pencils, because look how thin it is. Look at that. And it's retractable, so you can go down and you can put as much as you want. If you're a little too heavy-handed, maybe you just want a really short little one there, but it's very easy. It's like a very fine tip, so it's very easy to get those short hair-like strokes. Okay, next I'm going to use, and I'm only doing one eye because we're getting ready to do something else with this one. But this is our volumizing brow tint, okay? And it comes in several colors. I'm using the blonde because you want to match your natural hair color as much as possible. Now, if your hair color is super, super blonde, or it's solid gray, you don't necessarily, and you need, like, if you say your natural eyebrow color is like, for instance, mine are so light, especially in the summertime, that you really can't even see them. So that's why I really have to do my brows. You can go like a little tinge darker, but don't go too dark, and just try to stay as natural as possible with your natural color. So the wand looks like this, almost like a little tiny miniature mascara brush. So, and what I do is when I take it out, I actually take the excess and put it on the top because I don't want that much to go on. So this really helps to really, it's going to tint all your eyebrow hair. So it's not doing like the pencil where you're just going to do a little bit and fill in. This is actually going to do like the whole brow, and it's buildable. So if you want just a little bit, put a little bit on. If you want a little bit more, do a little bit more. But it's almost acts like a pomade. So it keeps those hairs in place. So I just and now again, I'm going to remember how I used the brush. I'm going to do this very similar to how I did the eyebrow brush. Okay. So I'm going to take it here in the inner corner and I'm just going up. And then I'm taking short strokes again. And it'll feel a little wet when you put it on. And that's okay because it will dry. But it's not sticky in the least bit. Now you can already tell the difference between the two. It's amazing, right? See how it anchors and it just makes the whole face look complete. Look at this. I mean, it's really amazing. I don't think some people put enough emphasis on your eyebrows, and they really are important. Okay, so then what I'm going to do after that is I'm taking my eyebrow pencil brush again, and I've got some of the cotton ball in there. All right, so I'm taking my eyebrow pencil brush, and I'm just going to go over it just to make sure that it looks nice and natural. And it's not really if you put too much on, it can take off any excess, which helps too. If you happen to mess up and you get a little bit underneath, if you get it before it dries, you can easily just take your finger and take it off. Also, too, if it does dry and you happen to go back and see where you've messed up, you've gone too far down or something, that's okay. You can use our oil-free eye makeup remover. Just take the Q-tip, dip it in there just a little bit, and just pat, 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 and it'll take it right off without taking the rest of your makeup off. Okay. So now for this side, we're going to do something a little different. So sometimes you just want a really soft effect. You don't want to do a whole lot. And a lot of times you can just use eyeshadow. Yeah, so this is our eyeshadow colors. So I'm just going to pick a really light one here, and don't use a shimmer. You want to use a matte. A shimmer is going to cause you to have little glitters in your eyebrow, and we don't want that. All right, so I am actually just going to take just a little bit, and I'm using, this is our angled brush, okay? And I'm going to pat it off after I've put it in the eyeshadow because I don't want too much on, and I don't want it to get too dark before I can build it. So I'm just going to pat there. And then I'm just going to do the same as I did with the volumizing tint. And I'm going up, and then I'm just taking it short strokes again. You don't have to be quite as careful with this because using eyeshadow, if you get the right shade, then you don't have to really worry about making it look too dark, unless you're using your eyebrows are blonde and you're trying to use a black eyeshadow, of course. But you want to get an eyeshadow that matches pretty closely to your natural brow. And one thing I like about this is that, see how it's angled? You can use the tip to do those short strokes up and then turn it a little bit like this. So you're going like this, if you guys can see, and then you're turning the brush to end up going out, okay? So I'm using the very tip of the angle to go up, then I'm going out. Okay, so you can see here, it does the trick. It's a little bit more subtle. This is more for like, your glam look. All right. And see, and now I'm just building it. And just following the shape of my brow. Probably should have pulled my hair back, but that's okay. All right, there you go. So very subtle, more dramatic, and that's it. That is it. And so if you have any questions or if you want to know the exact products that I'm using, just put it in the comments and I will get that information to you. But that's it, people. All done. All right. You guys have a great night, and thank you so much for watching.